We won the 19 over the Ohio Gladiators, so they're feeling it too, Mark. So it's always one and done, and on your way home with your head down after losing a playoff game. So they'll be playing as hard as they can today.
Scourge, of course, a 9-0 win last week, capped by a defensive touchdown and a safety. Let's hear those highlights from last week's round 1 win. 7-2-1, averaging 27 points per game, giving up 7 points per game. These are the final final 4 teams left in the East: the Broncos and Scourge, the Rams and Spartans, and those 2 winners will meet in the Eastern Championship game next week. The Broncos have won the toss. They've elected to receive, Matt, and they will get the football first.
Yeah, and as I said last week, I always would prefer to get the ball kicked off to us first. It just gives you more of a, I think, a way to calm down and get this great defense in and make some plays. I mean, how nice is it to come out after halftime to getting the ball first? So I agree with, if they won the toss, they defer.
This Broncos team is a high-powered offense. You look back on the year, their high mark for points, 72. Back in win 3 when they beat the Militia 72-6.
Well, all we can hope for today is that this defense for the Scourge that has played so hard this year that they can quell that offense. I'm sorry for the Broncos.
Santel's kick, end over end, fielded at the 10, across the 15, outside 20, cuts outside across the 25, looking for the 30, has the and gets the ball all the way down, now cutting back towards midfield. And that is going to be a great return for the Broncos. And the ball will get all the way out past the midfield spot. They're going to spot this football near the 43, back near the 40-yard line. Once again, we are without a scoreboard here this evening at Lane Field, so we'll do our best keeping updated on the time during the game.
And without a press box as well.
They didn't build one for us during the week in between games. What is going on? Sewell, the quarterback, trips to each side. They'll run out of the pistol majority of the game. Takes the high snap, turns, fires the little quick underneath screen, pass caught, nothing doing there. Good job by the secondary to come up and make the stop after a short game.
And this secondary has been, so good this year at picking balls off, at making big tackles at the right time, and it does not surprise anybody who has been watching them this year that they were right up on it.
Gain of about 4, and it will be second down and just about 6 to go. They'll come to the line of scrimmage. So second down and 6.
I was going to say, that got to be
Sewell again, looks out of the pistol. Two receivers go to each side. Takes the snap, 3-step drop, swings it to his running back out of the flat, makes the first guy miss, and he'll be banged out of bounds in front of the Scourge bench, but that should be good enough to move the sticks for a first down.
Yeah, unfortunately they were, a little late getting there. He took a shot from the defensive line just as he let that ball go, and as you said, the receiver, made a play, got some yards, but he sure paid for it.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Broncos. Again, trips go to each side. Sewell, the quarterback, running back next to him. Scourge showing blitz at the line. Again, a foot out into the flats, and that pass is incomplete, in and out of the receiver's hands. And we've really not seen them do nothing downfield. Everything's been underneath.
Yeah, obviously they must have got some game film on them, and they saw something that they can get some yardage off of, and that's what they're giving it a try. But if it doesn't work, they'll definitely switch to something else.
Incomplete brings up second down and 10. Lights are on here at Lane Field in this opening drive. Round 2, it's the Eastern semifinals. The #1 seed Broncos the number 5 seeded Scourge. The back walks up to the line. Now he'll back off with 2 receivers to each side. Running back moves from right to the left side. Takes the snap, gives it to the back, running on a delay, and he's tripped up and knocked down in the backfield for little to no gain, and it will bring up 3rd down and long.
Yeah, the defensive line was playing very well on that play. Get you a number here real quick. That was number 83, Aaron Whalen on that play, and he did a good job on that. You got to give the kid some credit.
Yeah, good pursuit to the ball carrier. Didn't bit in on the delay at all, and it'll bring up now a 3rd down and just about 11. 10 Twins go to each side. He'll take the snap, steps up in the pocket, looking downfield, looking to make a play with his feet, turns the corner, gets the 1st down, and gets out of bounds. Just shy of the 25-yard line, but that'll move the chains and keep the drive going on that 3rd down and long.
Yeah, he definitely has some nice runs.
Broncos break the huddle, come to the line. They will overload the left side with 3 receivers, 1 to the right. Running back in a wing position in the backfield to that same strong side. Takes the snap, quick hitter over the middle, had his man at the 20, but too far out in front, incomplete, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, and if it wasn't just for a yard difference there, I know that the defense or the safety would have made a interception, at least a play on the ball, but just hits the ground, bounces off, and they're going to get another try.
2nd down and 10, opening quarter here this afternoon from Lane Field. Look, every time I say this afternoon and say this evening, Dave's going to just poke me. I'll get it right eventually.
You'll get it right when the sun goes down.
Well, and hopefully the lights work.
Looks like it from here.
2nd down and 10. Call at the 29-yard line. Offset backs in the backfield, receivers to each side. Quarterback turns, gives to the tailback, cuts back to the left, broke through 1 tackle. Ball kicked loose on the field. Fumble. Scourge think they have the football, and they do.
Yeah, referee was pointing right away. He saw who got the ball, and you know what? It goes to testament to this defense, what they've done all year. And what that is that they bend, but they don't break most of the time. And you got to give them some credit, man. Props to the defense. Now let's see if this offense can make something happen. Unfortunately, they had some trouble getting points on the board last week. The defense had to, kind of give them up a little bit, a little, help. So let's see how the O does.
Offense out on the field for the 1st time, led by the quarterback Mike Witherow, 5'10", 220, out of Warren John F. Kennedy. I'll substitute 1 player out before the snap of the football. Traditional pro set, receivers to each side. Thomas to the left, Bell to the right. Give it on a little bit of a delay. Handoff hits the pile, pushes forward for a yard, does Catley. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
And, Catley has had some really great runs this season. Last week, when they started handing the ball off to him, he gave them some big runs. So, you can't have it every time. So, just,
I'm going to be tempted to just watch off the monitor, man. I'm not going to lie to you.
Well, you got a good picture of it.
Witherow out of the shotgun, running backs to his right and left, receivers to each side. That's Thomas and Bell. Witherow, 3-step drop, rolling out, looking downfield. Thomas comes back to him, makes a nice catch across the 50, steps by a defender, gets across the 40, and knocked out of bounds near the 30-yard line. A big pitch and catch from Witherow to Mike Thomas for the 1st down.
Yeah, Mike Thomas made a big play on that pass and caught nobody underneath. So, you find some space to play in, and you're going to, try to exploit it.
So the passing game, and that's two players that know each other well because Mike made time for him in the pocket, and then Mike Thomas ran a good route, came back to his quarterback, and made a play.
Yeah, I mean, when you have familiarity with each other and you've been doing it all year and you practice with each other, that happens in the games.
They move to the I formation. Go forth and Bell to the right side. Thomas singled up to the left. Withrow under center. Tosses the ball to Catley. Running to the right side. Big hole. Turns the corner.
Touchdown.
Into the end zone.
Yeah, baby.
And just like that, two quick plays, and the Scourge are in the end zone on the Ray Catley touchdown of 35 yards.
Yeah, you know what? I'm sorry, Mark. I got a little excited there. You know, they just look beautiful on that offensive series. And, you know, what I said earlier about the defense, you know, bending but not breaking a lot this year. They put it up there for their offense to help them out, and they did that tonight.
Convert the turnover into 6, and now Santel will come on to kick the extra point.
Santel, a good kicker out of Niles High School, who has had a line of good kickers through the years.
Well, they sure have. Snap good. Santel's kick, line drive, kick is up and good. First quarter, Scourge 7, Broncos nothing on Western Reserve Radio. 866. 50 cents a minute.
555.
Only 50 cents?
Yeah,
I didn't say it was good.
Pretty cheap.
Back here at Lane Field, 7-0 Scourge. They take advantage of the turnover, Matt. They turn it into a touchdown. The big passing play, Mike Weatherow to Mike Thomas, and then Ray Catley cashes it in from 35 yards. And the offense strikes first.
Yeah, and that's, you know, that hurts on the other side of the field, regardless of, you know, it's the first quarter. You know, with the way that the defensive players played last week, you know, it scares you a little bit for the other team.
Bouncing kickoff fielded by the Broncos. The Scourge do a mudman near the Broncos huddle after that play is over.
Like, what did I just say before the kickoff? Frustration from, you know, what a touchdown does to you. Hopefully that's not on the Scourge, you know, retaliating to something that they said.
So that penalty looks to be initially on the Broncos. And you know what I like to see when you look down at the sidelines, Mike Weatherow, Mike Thomas going over what they saw from the defense right now. Now they can make adjustments and take advantage of it in the passing game.
And that's a sign of a good team and an intelligent team. And in this semi-pro league where guys have normal everyday jobs and they have, you know, very little time to practice, he's making do with what he has. That's awesome.
So the Broncos come to the line of scrimmage.
Apparently it was on us. What did we do?
They will send one receiver to the left, two to the right side. Now they move a man into the slot on the right side. Scourge showing blitz off for his way out of bounds, just shy of the 40-yard line. And that's then the one problem we've seen this year is when a quarterback breaks contain, they've been able to turn it upfield into some big plays.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was just thinking, Mark, that, you know, he's already showing that he's got some wheels and, you know, unfortunately through the year, our team has had, like you just put it, difficulty with those running touchdown quarterbacks with making touchdowns off of it. And, you know, you want to quell that. You want to shut it up.
First and 10, ball at the Scourge 49-yard line. Pins go to each side. Quarterback works out of the pistol again. Slot man goes in motion from right to left, below the left side with three receivers. Give it to the tailback, nothing there as he's knocked back into the backfield. Scourge do miss two tackles. He'll now turn it out to the outside. Got a block. There's the illegal block from behind. So you get the loss and then the block in the back. And the Scourge defense did a great job maintaining containment.
Yeah, there was nowhere for him to go, regardless of how his sideline got all excited. He's running from left to right. And number one, he's getting tired. Number two, somebody from the defense is going to make a big play on him. And what did I say when I saw that right away, the block in the back pulling that?
You know you're playing loose and having fun when 50, who wears 50, gave one of the officials a good old pat in the backside after that play was over.
Yeah, you are. And you know,
they're a group that's from all over the area, so this is a crew that hasn't worked together all that much before.
well, that's good for them.
Penalty backs them way up, so it will set up now. Long situation. Pump, quarterback looking deep, has a man out there and overshoots him at the 30-yard line. Not the biggest receiver, but he had separation on the defender that time, Matt.
Yeah, that was a really dangerous mark. I mean, for a second there, it looked like he was going to get the ball and just, you know, coast into the touchdown area there. But thankfully, he put too much on it, and it was in front of him, and the Scourge live another day.
Receiver downfield was Daryl Golston, number 28, who had got separation. The pass overshoots the receiver, and it sets up 3rd down and long. And for the second consecutive week, we see a quarterback with a big arm.
Yeah, I was just thinking, you know, I mean, this kid's got a cannon. And, you know, if he can hook up with his receivers and they get to the promised land, then, you know, that's not too good. But, you know, hey, Scourge has not let them get any points so far.
3rd down long. Twins go to each side. Quarterback stands in the pocket, 3-step drop, pump fakes, has a man on that seam route, comes back underneath, skips the pass incomplete, to bring up 4th down and long.
Should send it. There's the punting unit right there, and defense has done a great job this series, and just
should get pretty good field position out of this.
Yeah, unless this kicker is you know, got a leg on him.
Danny Skalecki is the kicker for the Broncos. Good snap. Low line drive, kick, and a bounce. And they will pick it up at the 25-yard line and knock down at the 25-yard line. And that's Mario Wakosha, who does a little bit of everything. So you get a turnover about the 24-yard line. Again, this field is marked every 10 yards, not every 5 yards. So no hashes down the middle of the field either. There was a pretty good high school scrimmage here before we took the air for Akron.
Yeah, I'm sure lines will be here pretty soon.
Go forth in motion, right to left. Toss the ball to Thomas, trying to turn the edge. Little hesitation. He'll get a couple and bring up second down and long.
And you know what, this Broncos team is good. Obviously, they have been putting points up for a reason. They have a good average on defense for teams, you know, coming in and trying to score on them. They have not let them. So, you know, you're going to see them shut down these plays for the Scourge here and there. But, you know, I think that they're looking good right now.
So it's 2nd down. We call it 9. Receiver goes in motion from right to left. Movement up front, no flag. Ribero's going to keep it, throw the pop pass underneath. That pass is going to be caught for a 1st down, and that'll move the chains.
And that was number 2, Sheldon Sparks. I'm sorry, because there's 2 number 2s on the field. One's defensive back. He played his high school football at Warren Harding.
So it will be 3rd down, less than 1. Excuse me. Thought he had the 1st down. We'll see the
Broncos on that. That is amazing. You know, these are grown men. You getting 22 sacks off of these guys, that's impressive.
Chains have come out. Coach Kessler says it's a 1st down. We'll wait for the official spot, and it is.
You know what? And that's a testament to you young coaches out there. When you have it, you know, down by inches, you need to have the chains brought out. How many times have they not and could have won a game for them?
And those short yardage situations are all about efforts along the line. Who gets low and who establishes the point of line of scrimmage. Exactly,
and you know what? He did get shut down, but his initial, you know, coming through, that's where they measured from.
Ribeiro again under center with receivers to each side. tosses the ball. Catley broke the initial tackle. And he's going to be pushed back for about a 1 to 2 yard loss. Brings up 2nd and long.
Well, Mark, you and I were talking before the game, and you brought to light that they will go and they will send like 9 guys. They don't care. They just send the house. And when you're sending basically your whole defense, it is going to be a little difficult to run the ball.
Yeah, we were talking to Coach Anarino pregame, and he was kind of giving us a little scouting report on what to expect from the Broncos. And yeah, they will. They'll put 9 guys in the box, just leave 2 cover corners out there and ready to run the ball. 2nd down long. Withrow, 3-step drop, steps into the pocket. That throw a little behind the intended receiver. And incomplete, and it will bring up 3rd down and 12.
This is, you know, a big play. I know we have a lot of time left in the game. I wish I knew.
The intended target that time was number 9. That's Corey Williams. He normally plays on the defensive side of the football. So 3rd down and long. 3rd and about 12. Thomas and Bell left and right. Withrow alone in the backfield, wing to the left side. Takes the looping snap. Withrow stepping up, looking deep, looking for go-forth, and that pass sails on him, incomplete, and into double coverage. They had Tim blanketed downfield, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, and, you know, Withrow has a great arm on him. It just was a matter of, you know, knowing where to put it. He looks a little maybe confused after.
Last couple of weeks, you know, with the fact that they made a move on the other side of the football, and Will Mixon's been playing a lot of linebacker, so we haven't seen him play quarterback. Santel will punt. Scourge got a 11th man on a little late. Showing pressure at the line. 9 guys at the line, low snap. Santel does a good job to pick it up, get it away. End over end kick, going to take a Scourge roll inside the 30.
Nice.
Inside the 20 and hit the marker at the 20-yard line. We'll step away. Scourge 7, Broncos nothing on Western Reserve Radio.
Challenge of the game.
The refs were kind of not rushy, but a little bit last week because it was.
Back here, Lane Field, somewhere in the opening quarter, a 7-0 lead for the Scourge. Just debating the how much we miss the scoreboard.
Yeah, unfortunately we don't have any time, so we'll make that.
Back to pass, pressure, avoids the rush, steps up. Good job by the defense to fill the lanes and keep him contained underneath. That was Will Mixon playing in the middle of the field at linebacker. Stepping into that.
Well, Mario Wakocha, as always, a great player this year. He came up and just put a lick on that defensive player, or offensive player.
Kosha, Mixon, Worm Dawson all in on there on the stop. Gain of about, say, 6 brings up 2nd down and 4. And not only is there no scoreboard, but last week the chains were on our side of the field. This week they're on the other side of the field, so not that it complicates things anymore.
Yeah, this is definitely not one of my favorite venues.
I like the view. Quarterback takes the snap, gives it to the tailback. Nothing doing this. He is going to be buried for little to no gain. Coming up to make the tackle, that's Devereaux McCall. Good to see Dev. Scourge showing blitz. They come with a delay blitz. Underneath throw is incomplete. Wakocha had that sniffed out anyway, and it's 4th down.
And again, you know what, the defense has been saving them this year. Last week, the defense had their backs. Their backs were pushed against the wall. And, you know, this doesn't surprise me at all that the D is coming to play today.
So it is Now going to bring up, I'm going to go to the monitor and look third down and long. Might be able to see the sticks even better if I just look at the monitor.
Yeah, this is a great view.
Be like one of
from
those
this.
fancy TV announcers that just calls the game off the monitor.
Yeah, like Kirk Herbstreit and, you know, where's our private jet?
You didn't hear about that?
No.
That's only if we get to the championship.
Oh, well, he still gets treated very well.
Third down and long. Again, twins go to each side. Scourge will back off. Quarterback rolling out, feeling the pressure, avoids the rush, cuts upfield, and is pulled down from behind, shy of the 30. And it will force the Broncos to punt the ball away.
Tell our owners, you know, if we do make it, you know,
when
I'm sorry.
Champion posts.
That's beautiful. Beautiful. And you caught me. I was kind of coughing at first. So that's why you didn't get the FN when. It was more of a
That sounds like me with this great voice I've got today.
You know what though, Mark? You're sounding great considering what you're doing.
Again, it's 50 cents a minute. That's all I gotta say. So it'll be fourth down. I think the Broncos are going to leave their offense on the field.
Yeah, they're going for this third down. This is I definitely wouldn't do this.
Underneath pass, receiver makes the catch, turns upfield.
Looks like he might have it.
And ran a little comeback route, and quarterback got plowed over as soon as he made the throw, but it was enough to move the change. Risky play that deep in your own field.
It was, and I'm sure Coach Noble is infuriated down on the field. We can see, well, I can hear him from here with my headphones on, so.
Is that first down?
No gain on the play. Coming up defensively, let's see, that's 96, Jonathan Banka, who we talked to after last week's game, and I even heard him say he found the fountain of youth last week, and he was all over the field.
He you know what's even funnier, Mark, is that he's telling you and I that he found the fountain of youth, and we are much older than he is. So beyond that, yes, he was a force to reckon with last week. We were saying his name almost every single play. He was part of the reason they won. What else can you say about him? He's playing great this season.
Penalty at the end of that play is going to back the Broncos up.
Personal foul or something. 15 yards. 15 yards.
And put them now into a long situation, first and long.
You know they're going to throw this one, maybe.
5 receivers in the discovered, Matt, that if they're going to complete passes, it's got to be with the quick timing play.
Well, when you have a defensive line and linebacking core that are getting pressure, the best way to assault that is to get the ball out of the quarterback hands as fast as possible.
The chains mixed in with all those orange jerseys with second down and long.
Yeah, I didn't think that.
Backside pressure, he's going to be hit and dropped as there were 2 defenders for the Scourge there on top of the quarterback.
That was
unloaded the football. Pearson
Haywood, linebacker out of Brown High School. And we got another flag on the field.
This one in the area near the Broncos, and I don't know if there was some talking afterwards or what, but this is going to be upon the Scourge after the play was over.
We got less than a minute and a quarter, I'm told by our technical crew up here. So.
Tackled him and after he caught the ball.
He must have said something to the official.
Under a minute to play, first quarter.
Kicked him or something.
What do? You guys get the money right there. I didn't see
Best way to assault that penalty, Mark, is just shut him down.
That'll do it after 1. It is the Scourge 7, the Broncos nothing. Back in 60 seconds on Western Reserve Radio. Just across the 40 near the 42-yard line, and been a couple of silly penalties at the end of that quarter that needs to get cleaned up.
Yeah, and you know what? It's happened too many times this season. it's reached a point of the year that we're in the postseason and you shouldn't see it. They make a huge play, nice hit, and then after that they get a personal foul. Those are controllable. That shouldn't be happening.
Broncos to the line. Again, they will overload the right side with 3 receivers. Single coverage to 1 receiver on the left. Quarterback out of the shotgun. Now steps up into a pistol. Takes the snap, firing middle, pass caught. Been knocked down by a ricochet and falls forward for a couple of more yards. And that'll be good enough for a first down, or awfully close to a first down for the Broncos.
And Mark, I was specifically watching the receivers for the Broncos on that play. And the player that, I don't remember his number, that caught the ball, had no one covering.
Same look, trips right, back to pass. Backside pressure hit as he throws, and that looping pass will be, they say it's incomplete, but that looks like a lateral move.
I mean, it looked like it was behind the line of scrimmage, and I'm going to tell you what, he better make the sign of the cross, because Devereaux McCall was coming up on him from Youngstown State, and he would have cleaned his clock on that.
All of our staff down there, Jim Craven to Marquise Thomas, everybody right there saying that pass was a lateral, but now the officials are meeting, and we'll see if we can get something out of this call.
You know what, Mark, and if something does come out of it, how awesome that would be, because the referees this year have not listened to anything the coaches have had to say. It doesn't look like anything will.
Yeah, they respot the ball right where the incompletion was, so it'll bring up third down in less than 1. Quarterback out of the pistol, 2 to each side. Takes the snap, takes it to the tailback, decides to keep it himself, turns it to the right side. Got knocked down, kept his feet churning, has the first down and more.
And he's just kept running those legs, and I mean, kind of a la Roger Craig, and didn't give up and made a little spin, and he's...
Back to pass underneath and right through the hands of the receivers. I'm going to say he heard footsteps that time.
Absolutely. The exact thing I was thinking, Mark. He just didn't want to take a hit, he let it go.
So the incompletion brings up second down and 10. 237 points scored by the Broncos this year. That breaks down to 29.8 points per game.
I mean, you put in 29.9, you said? 29.8 points per game up, and you're most of the time going to win that game. So,
receivers to each side. Fakes the handoff. Quarterback standing tall in the pocket. Steps up. Throws downfield. That pass sails on him and was almost intercepted at the 25-yard line. Brings up third down and 10. Looks like the Bronco offensive line getting a little winded with a couple of guys taking a knee after a play.
And I'm so proud of you, Mark. I'm so proud of you for noticing those little things that I've been pushing about this year. You notice, as a player, when you notice those things, it gives you a sense of, we got them, we can make the play off of them.
When your two partners are both former offensive linemen and they focus on it, then it kind of forces you to do the same thing.
Oh, that's right.
There's more players than just the ones that have the ball. Gotta keep teaching myself that.
That's right.
It's third down and 10. Again, they will overload the right side, this time with 4 receivers. One to the right, one to the left, excuse me. Takes the snap, looking left all the way on the slant. Receiver was open, but the pressure up the middle forced him to throw that football early. That's Teron Willingham, number 99, out of Rand.
Them down here because they're, as you've noticed, a big play offense, and this is huge for the game right here.
So third down and 10. Excuse me, fourth down and 10. Could you move those sticks a little closer, please?
Yeah, like our side of the field.
Back to pass. Pressure, steps up, avoids the rush, runs up the middle, looking for the first down. He'll have it and more, spinning all the way inside the 20.
First down, at least.
And that play carried all the way inside the 20, the 18-yard line, and the officials let that go a little longer than you typically see.
Yeah. Also, you know, I mean, this quarterback for the Broncos is, in my opinion, you know, the whole offense. If it wasn't for him, to say he got hurt, I think they would be in lost land. They wouldn't know what to do. So, I mean, you got to give them credit.
Broncos try to go hurry up. Scourge forced to burn their first time out. Second quarter, 7-0 Scourge on Western Reserve Radio.
Very impressive. Also, I just got a note that we have 12:10 left in the game, in the half. So,
and you've got all the sources, don't you?
Yeah, man, they're coming. They're coming to me. Little papers are being slipped to me through the bottom.
Called
of the
job
table.
security.
The people just want to ride in your private plane for the championship.
Right.
First and 10 for the Broncos. Ball just inside the 20 at the 19. Three-step drop, looking for that slant. Instead, it goes over the middle, and that pass knocked away, incomplete. Looked like that was Wakosha underneath, trying to get a hand on the football, and came up just a bit short, but might have got a fingertip on it to deflect the ball.
Yeah, and you know what, Mark? I mean, this kind of offense that the Broncos are running, with this little tight area they're being forced to play in, kind of goes on the side of the Scourge. You might see a turnover, you know, an interception. So, you know, we'll see how it transforms.
It's a lot of timing throws and a lot of slants being run by the outside receivers that the Scourge has just taken away at the line by playing some press coverage.
Yeah, good eye, Mark, and, you know, let's hope that the Scourge can hopefully get a stop here and even a turnover would be great. Run the ball.
Chris Williams, like number 6 in there. I'm trying to knock that pass away.
I know.
I'm going to just take an easy shot at this. Is probably an illegal formation of some sort.
Yeah, that did not look right to me.
I was thinking, see, 3 offensive linemen, 7-on-7 baby, not Canada, not no.
A11.
Yeah, and Coach G was going absolutely
Kind of like an A11.
You know what? Down
Yeah,
on
and unless that's, you know, Texas 6-man football, that's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, not here in Ohio.
So back them up on the illegal formation. So it brings up second down and long. Back to pass, timing throw, underneath, ball pops in the air and falls incomplete.
That one goes to the D-line, Mark, on that one. They got their hands up high, came off, hit their hands, and then the ball was in. And so, good job on the defensive line.
That's Matt Craven, 52, getting the deflection.
Good job, Matt.
So this will Scourge with the lead. They forced the only turnover of the game, turn that into the only points of the game. And I've been debating, Matt, whether I want to say this or not. So I don't want to be blamed if this doesn't go our way. But we are now at 5.5 quarters in the playoffs where the defense hasn't given up a point.
And that's an important stat to have, Mark. And hopefully, you know, they keep that up. I hope, you know, I don't have any wood near me other than my skull.
I got a couple of evil eyes after saying that, so maybe. So it is third down for the Broncos. Trips left. Quarterback straight back to pass. Avoids the rush. Rolls to that left side. Tries to turn up field. And good team tackling there to pull him down shy of the first down marker.
There's some extracurricular activity that I'm seeing going on when I'm looking at the monitor here, and it's dirty play from the other side, from the Broncos, and I don't like seeing that kind of play. You play like you're supposed to be in the playoffs. You were taught the right way to be here, and you don't perform.
You're saying play like you're the number 1 seeded team in the playoffs.
You just play with respect, you know. I've had, and some people that hear this that maybe know me are laughing right now because they would love to bring up instances of me on the field doing certain things. That wasn't me. That was somebody else. I just took a break.
4th and 7 for the Broncos. Big play for the Scourge defense. The Scourge, the Eastern semifinals. We'll have to see if we can get you an update on the other game going on between, so that's between the Strabane Spartans and that's the other side of that bracket, the Cleveland Rams.
Okay.
So you get through this game, you're going to see a rival, Matt, either way, whether it's Strabane or the Rams.
Both familiar with each other.
7:40 left.
7:40 we're being told is left in the game.
7:40 in the quarter.
I think you could actually hear that on our mics. 7:40 to go.
Our listeners probably say, okay, I got
Back to pass, standing in the pocket, looking for the far pylon, and that touchdown pass juggled and dropped.
I'm going to tell you what, Mark, I was not watching the monitor. I was looking out on the field, and from here I thought he scored.
Yeah, he had it in that.
Well, he's got an eagle eye.
Well, he's a Hubbard Eagle, so of course he's got 2 of them.
I do question his light hanging skills.
I don't question your hands, though, because you caught that on the fly. I said to him pregame, I'm not kidding you, is this going to hold? Oh, yeah, don't worry about it. I've known him too long to not worry about it.
We'll tell you when we come back after this play what happened.
1st and 10 for the Scourge. Weatherow on the offense. Little stretch handoff. That's Catley on the carry for a short gain. Brings up 2nd down.
Catley, nice runner for the Scourge. But going back to this light thing for you fans, I'm sitting here, we're doing the show, and this big light just literally falls while my hand's on. Thankfully, it wasn't my head. Right in front, it just drops
back in place.
It literally drops in my hand. I caught it, and I didn't even know where it came from.
Lights falling from the heavens.
So I just handed it to Dave, and he took care of it. I hope it doesn't get hung over my head again.
Yeah, we'll just keep it table side. We'll try and get you an update from the Strabane Spartans game from their Twitter. Moving up front, there's the flag. Looks like somebody from the defense jumped off sides.
Well, that would be the good side of things if that is what the call is. Against the defense, because I see a defensive player throwing a foot down there.
Are you watching the monitor again?
Actually, no. I'm looking.
Let everybody know a little bit about our high school football broadcast after this play, because you get a mixture of everything when we do these Scourge games. Weatherow out of the pistol, running backs right and left, receivers to each side. That looks like Thomas and Bell. Weatherow, 5-step drop, down and out to Bell, makes his first catch, makes the defender miss, and he'll have a 1st down.
That's the 1st down.
I mean, and Bell has had such an amazing season. He has gotten them out of crunch situations time and time again, and there he is. And, you know, I mean, with the time going down to under 6 minutes, you know, you'd love to go in making some points, and then coming back, getting the ball to start the second half.
So here's how it works for us up here in the booth. Matt and Tim, who you're going to hear in the 3rd quarter, they're partners on the radio for high school football. Dave, myself, and Jim, one of the owners, we do games together. That ball popped in the air. Catley was able to grab it, maintain possession, and then 5 Broncos brought him to the turf. That wasn't Catley.
Props to the big hogs up front. He had quick hands and eagle eyes, and instead of a turnover, they lived to fight another play.
Is, however, 2nd down in a little while.
That's a time, that's for sure.
All receivers in the set. Go Force been kind of quiet. Let's see if they look his way. Again, down and out to Bell, makes the catch, and if it isn't broke, why not keep going back to it? And he's able to show that good speed where he gets the hips of the defender going one way, then turns back to the quarterback who makes a nice catch.
Yeah, and I mean, that really confuses the defense. And when you have that kind of a weapon, I mean, if you don't utilize it, you're a fool. And, you know, instead of like you put a defense in a long while, now they're creeping up ever so slowly on that first down, hopefully.
So it looks like they've got about close to 10 yards to go after that big pickup by Bell. And again, they continue to play off of Bell, with the DB's hips turned inside towards the line of scrimmage. Heatherell back to pass. Time, complete to Kelly underneath and in and out of his hands. He had a chance to turn upfield and make that into a big play. And just looked upfield before he quite gathered that football in.
Yeah, and you know, you hate when you see good running backs make mistakes that they were taught while they were young and learning to be a running back. And, you know, it's just very frustrating to you if you played the game. And trust me, it's even more frustrating to him.
Apparently they're not doing anything.
Did that and drop.
He threw the flag, but
So I thought there was a penalty on the field. It looked like Goforth was walking off. Somebody from the Broncos coaching staff wants them to watch the ball. I think we got that pretty clearly. Rush on, good kick by Santel again. Gonna take a Scourge roll. Touched by one of the receivers inside the 20, and he's hammered down at the 19-yard line.
And you know, it's such a dangerous move for him to make, Mark. I mean, that could have gone terribly in a lawn chair, and he's been catching some rays.
That's how us play-by-play guys do it. We expect to be pampered.
Yeah, well, how much more pampered can you get? You got two good-looking women to your left, and you're chilling out, you know, watching football.
Quarterback draw, keeps it up the sidelines, and he'll get knocked out of bounds to stop the clock near the 40-yard line. Scourge with a 7-0 lead so far here as we got to be approaching the 2-minute warning.
I would imagine, yeah.
We have seen some games where the 2-minute warning is called, and we've seen some where it isn't called, so we don't know which game this one is.
Yeah, and these refs seem a little better than the most we've had, so hopefully...
This has been a pretty good group.
Yeah, hopefully for the Scourge, you know, for their defensive side, they can get a break for a little bit and, you know, then hopefully stop this offense from scoring any points.
4th down for the Broncos. They keep the offense on the field. 2 receivers right, 1 left, split backs in the backfield. Scourge will play press in the slot and off on the outside. 3-step drop, steps up, throw downfield, pass caught underneath inside the 20, down to the 18-yard line. That is their big play receiver coming up with the reception. The leading receiver on the team is Aaron Bowles, and he found a spot in the zone and converted the 4th down.
Yeah, he sure did. I mean, you know, he just went untouched off the line and just went by himself in the center of the field and made a big play. And, you know, what can you say? Just, you know, defensively, you know.
The timeout, it will set up a 1st down inside the 20 for the Broncos here in the final stages of the first half.
And, you know, so far this season, most of the time with their backs to the wall, this Scourge defense has, you know, stood strong. So let's hope they can do it here.
And we've got whistles that'll delay play momentarily. Don't really see anything going on the field. Oh, we got an equipment issue with one of the Scourge players being tended to. So 1st and 10, ball at the 19-yard line. 3-step drop, steps up, hits and throws, and the pass is incomplete. It'll bring up 2nd and 10.
And this is what you got to do, Mark. Just find a way. That's the name of the game. Find a way, especially in this small box that you're playing in. Now, what I said earlier is the truth. You have this big play offense that's now not got the whole field to play in, and they can shut them down.
I thought you were talking about this small box we were broadcasting.
You know what though, as you put it earlier, we're up a high, we're looking down, it's night, it's getting cool. I actually enjoy this.
I'll take this over the Cheney setup any day.
Oh my God, yeah.
That was fun, but it was challenging.
Fun but challenging, yeah, that's a way to put it.
Second down and 10 from the 19-yard line. Takes the handoff, quarterback going to keep it on the quarterback sprint to the outside, and they had that edge turned off.
Tom Noble has done such a good job at doing.
So it'll bring up third down in just about 8. Broncos taking their time in the huddle, coming to the line. Same look, split backs, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right side. And whistles and a Scourge timeout. Timeout on the field, under 2 to play. 7-0 Scourge on Western Reserve Radio. Thank you to all of our sponsors through week 2 of the OFL playoffs here on Western Reserve Radio.
1:18 left in the game.
Half.
I'm sorry.
I'd love it to be the game.
That was a typo in my tongue. I apologize.
To borrow that one.
I'm going to use that.
No, that's mine.
Okay.
Funny.
Movement up front. Free play. Pass
Intercept.
in and out of the hands of the defensive back's hands. And
All right.
I think the Scourge came across him and made contact, Matt, and should be an easy 5.
About 8 seconds we're off the clock.
And you know what, Mark? I mean, you say it over and over all year. You're making stupid mistakes, and
So,
you know.
just so you know, there's a bet in the booth right now. I say we jump. Dave said they jumped.
I lost.
We'll see who wins.
I lost.
He had the binoculars. Oh, did you lose?
I lost.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I heard. Down. Just about close to 5. Man in motion from right to left. 3-step drop. Pressure. Throw underneath it. Incomplete. And receiver was available. He found a soft spot in the zone, but the pressure forced him to throw that ball a little too soon.
Hey, you know what? I mean, no matter what it is, if they mess up, if you know, they get shut down at the line of scrimmage, tip at the line of scrimmage, no matter what it is, you're keeping them from getting in that end zone. You gotta love it.
I should have brought one pass, but I brought a blanket.
So this will set up now. 4th down. 1 more. Trips left. Split backs in the backfield.
Come on, hang
Play clock rolling down. Flag flies.
What's a flag?
Underneath, incomplete, but let's sort out the penalty first.
Let's hope this is against them. It looks like it is. Defensive players are pointing at them. I mean, it looks as if they have made it, you know, out of that situation with their backs against the wall. You've got to give them credit, Mark. They did not break on that series.
So the stop defensively gets the ball back to the Scourge. And you're kind of deep in your own territory. You run the clock out here, you take a shot at it.
No, I would be safe from where the mold I've come from.
You can just say that's that Trestle football school you come from.
Well, you're ahead. You know, you've got 1:05 left. You just got the ball back. You're high up on what just happened. Your defense got you out of a bad situation. Run the ball, milk the clock.
See, and I come from that video game never punt mentality.
Hail Mary on 1st and
Right,
40.
just chuck it. Let's go. Throw it 75 times
Yeah,
and see what happens.
4th down and 36. And
Go for it.
Yeah, go for it.
On your own 36. Just go for it.
Yeah, you're on 6.
Yeah, Scourge just going to load up the line, it looks like here. They run a couple of plays and get out to the first half. And I was going to say head to the locker room, but I'll have to come up with something else.
Yeah, head to your sideline and take a breather.
That's what they did last week.
Oh.
So he took a knee to keep the clock rolling here, and we'll have to see if they have to take another. The clock rolling down here in the first half.
You got to think that's exactly the thought process Coach G is doing. And, you know, Coach Gessler is smart. He knows, you know, why give them any opportunity. And there they are walking off the field. They didn't do anything stupid. They could have turned the ball over. You never know.
Take a knee, and that'll bring us to the half here at the half. It is the Scourge 7 and the Broncos nothing on Western Reserve Radio.
Here comes the whistle. And we're ready here to start the second half here of Scourge football on Western Reserve Radio. And here's the kick. It's a line drive kick right down the middle. It's going to be fielded by one of the up backs. It's going to go off his hands. He's going to pick it up around the 20-yard line. He's going to dance forward up to the 25, stay on his feet, and he's going to go down around the 25-yard line. And then that will be first down and 10 for the Scourge right there.
And that was Mario Wakocha, who has been a huge player all year long for us. He is just on the ball, on play, every play. It's a number that we have been learning to recognize the entire season.
All right, first down and 10. The ball's actually going to be marked at the 31-yard line for the Scourge.
Nice having this display up here today.
Yeah, I'm taking a look at it for the first time here. As Mark taking a break here in the third quarter. So it'll be first down and 10. Withrow will be underneath center. I formation in the backfield. One receiver left and right. And they're going to go right up the middle. They're going to break it. He's up to the 40, to the 45, and formation, which they're in. They're in the shotgun. Withrow back to pass. He's looking left side. He's going to fire, and it's going to be incomplete. Off the tips of the hands of his receiver. I believe that's Bell on the intended target.
You know, this defense for the Broncos, you know, they've got some great players. They've had very low scores going against them all year. They play very well. Their offense scores a lot of points. So, you know, they know how to play defense, but the fact that, you know, we are pushing down the line of scrimmage on them is definitely a good sign for the second half.
Third down and long. Third down and 8 coming up here for the Surge as they break the huddle. We're going to say one receiver out to the left, 2 to the right. Shotgun formation for Withrow. With a running back to his left. Back to pass is Withrow. He'll look down inside. He'll throw it left side. It's Catley, I believe, on the reception, and he is going to cross the 30-yard line, get down to about the 27-yard line. First down and 10 on the reception there for the Scourge.
And you know what? This kind of play, you can tell they're screaming down there. They're giving each other high fives. They're fist pumping. They are really hungry right now for this. They're loving this. They're feeling it. This is when you do good things on it, and you usually can expect some points off of this wave of excitement.
7-0 Scourge lead. They're looking to extend their lead here in the third quarter. Shotgun formation for Withrow. He'll have 3 receivers out to his left, 1 to his right. Not one in the backfield with him. Back to pass. It's going to be a quick throw out to Bell. Bell's going to catch it. Break a tackle. Get across the 20 to the 15-yard line. Continue to drive Broncos. I only played 1 year, and I get excitement every time I'm
Oh, the hairs on my neck are standing up.
Underneath center is Withrow. They'll have just the fullback in the backfield. A handoff there to Catley, and he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage for about a yard loss back to the 10-yard line. They'll bring up second down. And goal coming up here for the Surge.
Big play. You know, every play down in this area is big. You got to hope that they can get something out of this. You don't want to get all this excitement going, all this good stuff flowing. Get down to that side of the field and not take anything away from it. So, you know, they got to do something with this.
The Scourge comes to the line of scrimmage. They're going to send 3 receivers out to the left. Shotgun formation for Withrow. They'll have a running back now on his right side. He'll now move him out to the left in a wing position. So he'll have almost 4 players to his left. Back to pass. He looks, he fakes. He's running for his life, and he's going to be dragged down at the 21-yard line as he was caught from behind. We'll mark him down about the 22-yard line, 23-yard line, that range there, Matt. But that's a big loss there for the Scourge.
Yeah, it is. And unfortunately, we've seen this happen. Last week, we were getting big plays. We were down in the end zone area, and unfortunately, we would get seepage and sacks. This is something that the Scourge have been fighting all year long to try and fix.
The Scourge will face a third down Withrow. He'll send 2 receivers out to his 1 left, 1 right, and 2 wings. Back to pass is Withrow. He'll look. He's looking down the middle. He's going to slide. He fires to the end zone. Incomplete. He had a man open, but it falls incomplete as he unable to catch it.
Oh, they're punting the ball.
No, they're going to kick a field goal. They're going to try a long field goal, a 40-yard field goal. Here's the snap. The hold and the kick. And it is a high kick. It is going to be short, though. And it's going to fall short of the crossbar. And it'll keep the score at 7-0. Scourge with the lead.
That is so frustrating. I mean, as frustrated as I feel up here, I'm sure you feel. The feeling, knowing the coaches personally down there, that they must be going through right now is just disgust.
We'll talk about that. Now, your offense had a chance to get into the end zone. Unfortunately, a couple plays didn't work. You went backwards. You try a field goal. You miss it. Now you're going on defense. How do you accept that scenario, and what do you have to do as a defensive player to be ready for these series, knowing that you still only have a 1 touchdown lead?
Well, you know what? Their defense has been that bend, not break defense all year long. They have taken them out of the fire, so to speak. They've had their backs all year. It's time for them to do it again.
All right, the Broncos will face first down and 10. They'll be in the spread offense in shotgun. 2 running backs split the quarterback. We're going to have movement by a receiver up front, and he's going to be offsides. A little movement there, so it'll be first down and 15 coming up here for the Broncos.
And you see the receiver, you know, throw a snap real hard off of his face.
Danny Skaleski is the violator there.
And you know what? That kind of frustration is what the defense wants to see. Because they'll come up to the line of scrimmage and they'll start saying little things to those offensive players, and it'll make them mad, and it'll take away from what they're supposed to do.
I always say all you can do is watch the ball. But, you know, it's so much easier to say that than actually be on the field sometimes. It's shotgun. Is the Broncos. Again, spread line.
Reggie Rogers for the Broncos just had it on his fingertips. And I thought for a second he was going to catch it and score.
I thought it was a great fake. Because I looked at it, I really thought he were going to hand it off to the tailback there. And then all of a sudden I seen him bring it back in. And it was really perfect because they got behind the defense on that play and had an opportunity.
Well, you know, you've been watching this game with us as it's progressed, and you know that quarterback is good. He has a good arm. He can run. He's dangerous. Now he's doing fakes that he's really good at. So this guy's doing it all.
So we got second down and 15 coming up here.
We have Dave Ferris telling us number 7 was wide open for them.
Yep. In shotgun, they are the Broncos. They're going to do a quarterback draw and right up the middle to the 20, to the 30. Has this room. Going to get past the sticks. Stays on his feet to the 40-yard line. A nice run there, about 22-yard run on the quarterback keeper.
And, you know, just unfortunately for the Scourge, as I say what I said last play, this guy is good. He can run. There he goes. He's slashing them again. And it hurt. That hurt. You don't want to give any yardage up. You want to keep them pushed on their side of the field. So hopefully the defense can make a big play here.
The Broncos first down and 10.
Got some whistles.
Let's see. There's the play and whistle. So we're getting ready to run this play here. Again, in the pistol is the Broncos. They have a running out behind the quarterback. And they'll fake to him and back as well. He'll look. He's going to keep. He's going to go up the middle, and he's going to get a couple yards. He's going to be about 2 or 3 on the play there, Matt. But it was nice defense containment.
Yeah, that was Teron Willingham from Ran amongst other defensive linemen who made him pay for getting those couple yards you mentioned. And they've been doing that all season long. And let's see if they can keep doing it here.
Second down and about 6 coming up here. Looks like they gave him a little bit more than I expected. But
yeah, I agree. It did not look like he got that much. But we are up on the hill there.
Yeah, we're a little ways. Not too far. Again, in the pistol. Sewell, he'll take the snap. He'll hand it off to his deep back. He's going to go right side. He's going to have some room. A nice tackle from the Scourge defense coming up and making that play.
Yeah,
22.
that was number 0, John Lard,
22.
out of Cheney High School. Oh, I'm sorry, number 2.
20.
But good job. Nice play by the defense, and you know that's what they need. They need to keep them where they are and to punt the ball or force a long fourth down.
Here we go, third down and about 4. In pistol is the Broncos. With a running back behind the quarterback. One receiver to the right, 2 to the left. High snap, he gets it down. He's going to fire across, has his man open. He completes it, stays on his feet after being hit. He's going to sprint towards the end zone. He may get there, and he does. As the Broncos get on the scoreboard here in the third quarter. They cut the lead down to 7-6 with the point after still to be attempted here, Matt.
Yeah, I mean, what a bad stab to the gut that was. We got 4 minutes left in the third quarter, and you don't want to have to now score another touchdown to win the game. They were ahead. They were playing well. Now, hopefully, the best kind of situation you get out of this is they miss the extra point.
See what they choose to do to convert. Do they kick the ball here, or will they go for 2?
Right, a lot of
looks like they're in a huddle. They
yeah,
might be going for 2 here.
It looks like it, but you never know. A lot of teams have gone for 2 this season that we've covered.
I think they're going for 2.
It looks like they've got their offense on the field.
It does have the offense on the field.
Well, defense has got to step up here,
Here's a
man.
big play in this ball game. It's 7-6. Here's a 2-point conversion attempt. They'll be in the pistol. Trouble rolled to his left and was able to find an open receiver at the goal line.
Yeah, I mean, what can you say? This quarterback for the Broncos has been making huge plays all day, and he looked like he was about to get sacked, and we could have a point lead there, but he rolled out of it and scored a point. 2 points, actually.
Yeah, they'll take the lead 8-7.
You don't want that 1 point come down and, be the cause of any loss or win, whichever side you're on. We're going to stay positive.
Right.
The Scourge have really done well at coming back from anything like this. So hopefully it'll be a positive, ending.
Little adversity will show a lot of character in a football team, as you know.
Absolutely.
And they're down 8-7. Here in the third quarter, a lot of time left in this ball game still, so it's not like that is towards the end of the ball game. where they lose the lead, and you just moved down the field prior to that and had an opportunity to score if you're the Scourge. So.
Yeah, there's 3 minutes and some odd minutes left, so or seconds. So let's see where it goes from here.
It's a line drive kick that going to bounce towards the sideline. It's going to be picked up there around the 15. Up to the 20. He has room. He's going to break it. He's to the 40. He's down to the 50. To the 40. 30.
Yes, go, baby. Yeah! Yeah, baby, that's a way. That is how you do it. That is how you do it.
West Reserve is right away on an 85-yard touchdown return.
I mean, you can't get more exciting than that. You want to give an answer to getting scored on, that is how you do it.
Yeah. No flags, no flags.
13-8.
I wish the listeners could have seen that return. That was a super exciting
Once
return.
he broke containment, it was just a matter of
He was
his
gone.
jets.
Yeah.
It was just he turned the jets on and they weren't going to catch him.
Yeah, he had a Bronco player that had an angle on him, and he even couldn't bring him down. So very exciting. Congratulations, at least just for that play. Go out to the Scourge. Let's,
They're going to say he's out of bounds at the 10-yard line?
No.
I don't think they're counting that touchdown, man.
That's really a shame.
They got the ball at the 11-yard line. I don't think he scored. I don't think this is...
He put his arms up.
A celebration penalty, is
He
it?
put his
it's
arms
not.
up.
I don't think
he
so.
said he scored.
You know what? We've seen so much of, and I'm not saying it is, but we've seen so much of these referees this year try to quell this team of having big plays. And I'm really, really, as a caller for this team, really tired. What a shame.
I formation in the backfield, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Withrow will be underneath center. He'll hand off to his deep back. He's going to have room. He cuts it inside the 10.
Nice
Gets
run.
it down to the 5-yard line. Picks up 6 on the play. 3rd down and about 5 for the touchdown as the Scourge trail in this ball game by 1, 8-7. They have the ball at the 5-yard line. Big 3rd down coming up as the play comes in from the sideline. They'll break the huddle, and here comes the Scourge.
Come on, boys. Come on, boys.
Looking to convert here on 3rd down.
I mean, you can't put into words how important this play is right now.
In shotgun is Withrow, with a running back to his right. Back to pass is Withrow. He's looking. He's going to fire to the end zone.
Touchdown! Well, there you go, baby. Now, are there any flags? Let's wait.
I don't see any flags.
Let's wait. You still have time, referee.
That is, I believe...
That looked like Bell.
Bell?
Rayfield Bell. Yeah. Dave was trying to say, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was, I'll tell you what, I mean, you just keep scoring until the referees can't throw
It takes
it
3
anymore.
scores to get the touchdown. It
So
takes
be
3
it.
scores. So
Right,
be it.
right.
You know?
I'm
Here
gonna
comes
take
the
my
point
jacket
after.
I gotta take my jacket off
13
now.
to 8's the score right now. They look to add 1 more with the point after.
Come on.
There's offsides and there's the kick, and it is down the middle and good to make it 14. As you look on and listen to it on your computer or phone, whatever you may be listening here on Western Reserve Radio. Glad to have you aboard. I'm Tim Continental along with Matt Emsch, bringing you the second half of tonight's game. I'm going to be doing the 3rd quarter. I believe Mark will be returning. Mark's a little under the weather today. He's been fighting through
under
it.
the weather the whole week.
Yeah,
actually.
I was going to say, he's been fighting through it, and I volunteered to come in and help here for the 3rd quarter to give him some rest.
I am personally glad because you and I need to get some kismet because we are doing high school games the whole year.
There's the kick, and it's going to be filled at the 15. Dropped there and picked up by the Broncos. He's going to go left side. He's crossed the 25, and he's going to get close to the 30-yard line, just shy of it, before getting knocked out of bounds. It'll be 1st down and 10 here for the Broncos.
He got a good run, but he also took a big hit. And it looks like the Scourge is very excited on the sideline. They've got energy. They're trying to, get each other up. This is the kind of team attitude that you need to win the rest of this game.
All right, we're going to have the ball first down and 10 at the 30-yard line here for the Broncos. Yeah, there's no doubt that kickoff return set up that touchdown, and then the fight within the Scourge to continue to get that touchdown after it was taken off the board twice on them was huge in that drive.
Yeah, and I know Coach Gessler, and I know that's what he was saying. We're just going to keep scoring until they can't take it away from us.
We got 3 receivers out to the left, 1 to the right, shotgun formation, and spread offense for the Broncos. We're going to actually have about 4 receivers to the left side if you count the running back. Back to pass. The Broncos will throw across the middle, have a man open, and he's going to be brought down around the 48-yard line. A nice pass across the middle for a first down.
You know, they're letting up too many yards on the passing
Steve
game.
Johnson, I believe, was the reception for the Broncos. Oh, I'm sorry, Matt.
That's okay.
We got first and 10 here for the Broncos. Again, spread offense, 3 receivers out to the left. Back to pass. He's looking. It will be first down and 10 here for the Broncos at the 32-yard line. 4 receivers out to the left, 1 to the right as they go right to left as you look on your computer or phone today as you listen to the game. Back to pass. And he's going to keep it on a draw. And he's going to move out to the left side, and he's going to sneak in and go down at about the 22-yard line for about an 8-yard gain. Nice run there on a broken play by the quarterback.
Yeah, and I mean, he's been doing this the entire game. He is their offense. I mean, as he goes, they go. The Scourge have not been able to stop him today. They need to spy on him and to get somebody to just, if he leaves that pocket, they need to be right on him.
First down, so it'll be first down and 10 here for the Broncos. Again, spread offense. They're going to have 4 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Everybody out into the pattern here. Back to pass. He's going to get under pressure, throws down the middle, and he overthrows into the end zone, incomplete. And I'll bring up second down and 10 here for the Broncos from the 20-yard line.
Good pressure that time by the defense, and you know that's what you need. It's just he's getting rid of the ball so fast. You know, I mean, he's a great quarterback. What can you say?
Very, it's everything you want in a quarterback. He's able to run with the ball. He's able to see downfield, and he gets everybody involved. Really.
And he looks like, from up here at least, he's a pretty big boy too.
Yeah, he definitely has some size. All right, second down and 10. Ball at the 22-yard line. They got to get to the 12 for the first down. Again, they'll run the spread offense, so they'll be in the shotgun. They'll have 3 receivers out to the left, 1 to the right, a back to the right of the quarterback.
Those he does, and
it's almost like, you know, I don't want to say backyard football, but it's kind of like, let's see what you can create. Get the ball in your hands, and if you think there's a guy open, go ahead and throw. If not, go ahead and run the ball.
You're right.
So they're going to have 2 receivers out to the left, 1 to the right. Now they're going to bring 1 in motion from the right side to the left. So 3 over on that side. Shotgun formation for the Broncos. Well, takes the snap. He's going to throw and fires, and it's going to be incomplete. He threw behind his receiver, and it'll fall incomplete at the 3-yard line.
And, you know, I mean, if you just have to get your hands up, block balls, get in there, I mean, get at least an offensive player to see a white jersey near him, make him think, maybe hearing footsteps, anything to stop them from completing a pass.
The pressure for the front 7 for the Scourge is definitely going to be important here, as it's second down and goal at the 10-yard line. As you were talking about, just trying to get hands up and get on, it's difficult with a mobile quarterback like this because he, in a sense, he can always make a play with his feet.
And it's very difficult. He's fast.
They'll send trips out to the left, 1 to the right. Running back will move into a triangle on the left-hand side in the backfield. They're going to look that way. It's going to throw down the middle and incomplete into the end zone. So another down, incomplete here. And I'll bring up, I believe, 4th down coming up. Third down and goal. There's the marker.
Huge play.
I cannot see it behind the
the
light post.
Yeah. I've been looking back and forth between the screen and the field to see what I can see, and both of them are having an issue with it.
3rd down and goal here for the Broncos. They trail the Scourge 14-8. We're in the 4th quarter. We're going to send 3 receivers out to the left. Excuse me. Yeah, 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right now, 2 to the left. Shotgun formation here. They'll go back to pass. So it's going to be a draw again. He has it to the 5. He spins to the 3. He stretches for the goal line. He's going to be just shy of the goal line. So we're going to bring up 4th down and inches coming up here, Matt, as he picked up about 9 3/4 of a yard there.
Yeah, and you know what? I mean, I know what defensive coordinator Tom Noble must feel like right now. He must be so frustrated. But this quarterback just cannot stop getting yards.
We got a timeout with the score 14-8. Scourge lead. You're listening to Western Reserve Radio.
Because he was back sometime.
Come on, boys. Hold on.
Huge play coming up here for the Scourge. 4th down and goal from inside the 1 for the Broncos. They trail 14-8. Scourge trying to hold on to the lead. Here's the snap. It's bobbled. His head in the backfield. He's going to throw. And he's going to cross the goal line. Touchdown. Touchdown. He was falling down, Matt, and he threw it. A desperation pass, and one of his receivers came down with it inside the end zone.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know what your opinion is. My honest opinion is the receiver looked out of bounds too.
You're going to say incomplete?
Yeah, it should be.
I'm not sure. They originally singled touchdown.
I don't think he caught the ball in the end zone. He looked like he was out of it when he caught it.
Absolutely.
I thought maybe he was going down. I thought his knee might have been down when he was throwing it, to be quite honest with you. It was close.
There is a, oh no, it's a ball getting through. I thought that was a flag. Senator, I really tell you that.
They're going to do the point after. They're going to do the traditional kick. They have, well, let's see,
Delay
too much
again.
delay again. They had too many players on the
That
field.
is big.
And they tried to get somebody off, and they couldn't do it in time.
That's big. That's a stupid mistake.
So they'll have to map back another 5 yards, so that ball will be at the 7-yard line.
Oh, that's
They're going to say they called a timeout ahead of time.
Wow.
such
They're going to give them a timeout, I believe, ahead of time.
That's such bull.
We're going to take this timeout. You listen to football on Western Reserve.
Come on, boys. Come on, boys.
They'll
Come
kneel
on,
down
boys.
at
Come on,
the
boys. Come on, boys.
9-yard
Come on,
line.
boys. Come on,
So it'll
boys.
be a 19-yard attempt here. Here's the snap in the hole and a kick.
Yeah! What a
The ball is live. And if he takes it back, it should be 2 points because
Yes.
we play NFL rules, right? Yep.
Go, go, go.
It should be a 2-pointer coming this way.
Yes, it is.
And I'm thinking it's going to be a
Referee's giving it to him.
16,
Yeah!
14.
That is
Scourge will
huge.
take it. They block the kick. They pick it up and return it for the safety. For the 2-point defensive conversion. However
Wow.
you call it.
Tell me they're calling it back. Tell
You know
me
what?
that
They blocked 2 field goals
they're
last.
backing up Bob. They're
Last
blocking
week,
up Bob.
you're right.
They're going to kick Bob out of the game, I'm telling you.
They're going to do what?
They're going to kick Bob out of the game. You watch.
We're waiting to see what happened here.
Okay, this is after the play, so
yes.
it doesn't
Yeah, the
matter.
2-pointer should count. I think what happened there was the Broncos gave up on the play. They thought it was a dead
They
ball.
did. They thought it was dead, and no one, not one Bronco ran after him.
Exactly.
Last week they blocked 2 field goals in a row.
It is. It's good. They just confirmed it, and I've seen some of the Scourge players celebrating. 16-14, a defensive 2-pointer gives the Scourge the lead here in the 4th quarter. Talk about a little karma on your side there, Matt.
Yeah, but
Because as you mentioned, that touchdown was suspect to say the least. And next thing you know, they blocked the extra point after the 5-yard penalty. that they actually didn't success because they called the timeout.
You're right, and you know what? Karma has a way of coming around and helping you out if you've been done wrong. And you know, it wasn't just karma; it was good play.
It was.
I would be livid as a coach as to why nobody even just tried to pull him down.
I mean, that is even in college football. As you know, that play is live.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
And you know, they've added that to the NFL in the last couple of years, and I think it's a great rule, by the way. I love that. It adds a lot of excitement to the special team game.
I agree. Special teams are so important in the game.
Here comes the kickoff from the 35. It's a high kick. He's going to drift towards the sideline and out of bounds at the 10-yard line, which is actually great news for the Scourge. As they're going to get the ball at the 35-yard line here to start the drive.
I cannot tell you right now how much I am loving this.
The timekeeper moved to the other side, so Doug was right next to him.
Back to what you said, karma. Karma is a beautiful mistress sometimes, and she has really come around for the Scourge.
Let me correct myself. It'll be the 40-yard line. In the NFL rules, they put the ball at the 40 if it goes out the sidelines. So it'll be first down and 10 for the Scourge at the 40-yard line. But needless to say, a big opportunity here for the Scourge to add to their lead. They lead by 2, 16-14. Here in the second round of the OFL playoffs. Yeah, we get some fireworks in the background there.
Yeah, I was showing the ladies a couple minutes ago.
That was awesome. 12:09 left.
They're going to hand it off to Catley. Catley's going to go left side. He's going to have room. He's going to pick up a first down and continues across midfield. Nice run there by Catley.
12:09 left in the game. I have my little secret source since we have no scoreboard.
It's that internal clock you want. You know what it is. You played the game.
Yeah,
you know exactly.
Right. Oh, absolutely.
Always knows what's going on. So they'll have I formation in the backfield. Withrow will be underneath center. 2 receivers out to the left. They'll bring one in motion from left to right. They'll hand it off to Catley. He'll go up the middle, and he's going to surge forward for about a yard or so.
I'll take a yard.
And they'll bring up a second down and long coming up here for the Western Reserve Scourge.
You know, now the mindset is hopefully run the ball and get a few yards enough that, you know, every 2-3 we get a first down so you can start milking that clock.
I was just going to say, this is the opportunity when, you know, this type of offense, you can take some time off the clock.
Yeah.
And you can, you know, take advantage of this because obviously if you can get a touchdown, you can go up by more than 1 score, and late in the fourth quarter, that's a huge advantage. Put the other team on a defensive offensive position where they know they have to make their plays.
Yeah, and then you know what, on the flip side of that, you got that quarterback, he messes up because they're in a crunch. It works out for you.
2 receivers out to the right, 1 to the left. I formation in the backfield.
Was a toenail away from breaking that. A player for the Broncos just but barely caught him by the foot and tripped him up. Otherwise, that was 6.
So we're looking at a 1st and 10 here for the Scourge. Ball about the 31-yard line, I would say there, Matt. Field is marked every 10 yards, but we're under the lights.
Yeah.
Can't quite see the marking. I'm going to say it's just outside the 30.
On the monitor, it does look that way, yes.
I formation in the backfield. 2 receivers out to the left. Pitch goes left side. And his flag comes flying down. They're going to roll it back. They're going to gain
maybe a
3 or 4.
face mask. Might be a face mask. That might end the back of the behind the line of scrimmage.
Let's hope.
Maybe a hold on the Scourge, which would be disappointing.
Thomas was the run there. 5'6", 174-pounder out of Youngstown East. It's going to be a hold against the Scourge.
One
so
of
they're
the
going to mark it off 10 yards.
One of the two it had to be, and unfortunately it was the one against the Scourge.
So we'll replay the down. Scourge break the huddle. That will be one of the receivers. He's out to the left. Touchdown! Oh! What a turn of events here for the Scourge as the Broncos intercepted the ball on a quick throw out to the right side, and they were able to go all the way. About a 65-yard return for a touchdown. And that makes it 20-16. The Broncos with the lead.
That was extremely disappointing. I'm sure Witherell is kicking himself.
He just jumped the line. It was a beautiful play defensively.
You know what? I played both ways in high school, and that was my dream, to pick it off in that exact situation. That takes talent, and you got to give some creds to the defensive player that did that. But, yeah, not good for the Scourge.
Tough break there for the Scourge. There's no doubt about it.
Still plenty of time left.
You know what? They blocked the last extra point. We'll see if they go for 2 here or they try to kick it again.
Yeah, these points here are important regardless. Let's see what they do.
Well, the good news is you're going to need a touchdown to take the lead no matter what. You're down by 4, so if they get 2, it's not going to change what you need.
Right.
So, I mean, on that level in the Scourge, they know offensively what they're going to have to do when they get the ball back. They're going to have to score a touchdown. They can't settle for anything less.
They got to keep their heads up. They got to stay positive. They got to stay excited.
2016.
And just keep doing what they were doing on offense when they were getting yards.
All right, let's see what they choose to do here. I think they're going to kick it, but not. Yes, they are going to kick it. They're going to move back an extra yard this time. They're going to put the ball at the 10-yard line. He's going to kneel down. They tried a yard shorter on the last extra point, and it was blocked. See if this deeper gives them a chance to be successful or not. Here comes the Scourge defense. They're going to rush in, and the kick is up, and it is good. So we're in the 4th quarter. The Broncos take a 21-16 lead. You're listening to Western Reserve Radio.
Damn it. Son of a bitch.
Come on, guys.
What do you think, about 8 minutes left?
There were 12:09 when, I mean, that wasn't very long ago. So we've got to be around 10-something, I would think.
That was 9:33. That was 7 minutes ago.
There's 7 minutes?
No. That was 7 minutes ago that he gave us the 12:09.
21-16, the Broncos now lead the Western Reserve Scourge here on Western Reserve Radio. We're in the 4th quarter. About 10 minutes, I'd say, left in the in the 4th quarter, as the Broncos will tee it up at the 35-yard line.
Just got to keep your heads up, keep your players up.
Well, you know, the high kick in short is going to be fielded at the 15-yard line. To the 20, 25. He's going to cut it upside to the 30. Stays on his feet. Catley moves up to the 45-yard line. A nice return for the Scourge, as they will only be 65 yards from pay dirt here to try to retake this lead.
With 9:24 left in the game, what a way to start this series by getting a huge return. And you know what? I mean, you shorten that field, it makes it much easier for the offense.
And exactly. And here comes 1st down and 10 here for the Scourge. They trail by 4, 21-16. Excuse me, they trail by 5, 21-16. I formation in the backfield. Withrow will be underneath center. From Warren JFK, the 5'10", 220-pound quarterback. Looks over to defense and takes the snap. Hands off to his deep back, and he's going to scourge forwards for about a 2-yard gain. And I'll bring up a 2nd down at midfield, I believe. We might have got about 4 or 5 on that play. Yeah.
Well, hey, we'll take it. And, you know, like I said earlier, it's kind of hard to see what's going on here.
Marquise Thomas, excuse me, is the ball carrier.
I just miss all the line markers. It's so hard.
Exactly, yeah. That's what I keep squinting to look.
Just give a look over here. It might help you out.
Yeah.
It'd be nice
Ball at
if we,
midfield. I formation in the backfield. One receiver left, one right. Withrow will take the snap. He'll fake to his running back. He'll roll to his right. He'll fire. He has a man. Nice catch. Going out of bounds. A beautiful play. Coming down with that ball, number 80, I believe. 84.
84.
yeah, it was 84. That's Tim Goforth. He's out of Austintown Fitch. He is a great tight end out of there. They've put good ones out through the years, and he is an awesome one, and what a big play, like you said.
Huge play. Be first down and 10 for the Scourge. Ball about the 40-yard line of the Broncos. He underneath the center. He takes
Even a yard, and we got second down, and we'll go from there and get a big play.
Okay.
ball at the 40-yard line. So second down and long here for the Western Reserve Scourge. They trail by 5. We're in the fourth quarter. We're under 10 to play.
We got too many guys on the field. Oh, he went off. 2, 4, 6, 8.
Withrow will be underneath center. He'll have one receiver left and right. We'll wing on the right side, and we're going to movement up front, and that's going to cost them 5 yards there, Matt.
You know, I cannot tell you how frustrating this is, not only for just me sitting up here with nothing to do with the play calling. I know how Coach Gessler and the other coaches, do their job. They are livid. This is not what they should be doing at this point of a game in this situation.
Second round of the playoffs, trailing by 5. The Scourge with the ball now at the 45-yard line. Second down and about 11, it looks like, to go for a first down. I formation in the backfield, one receiver left, one right. Withrow takes the snap. He'll fake, he'll roll, and he's in trouble, and he's going to be sacked back at midfield, right at the 50-yard line. And unfortunately, the Scourge going backwards here after having that big play, getting it downfield on the pass play to the tight end.
Yeah, penalties have killed them many times this year. Their defense has gotten them out of it, but you just can't make those kind of mistakes like you said, that this round of the playoffs. It's so disappointing, and it just makes a coach want to scream.
All right, here we go. Third down and long here for the Scourge. Shotgun formation. Here we go. He'll take the snap. He's back to pass. He looks right. He's looking down left field. You're going to go down the middle deep. And a ball in his hands, in and out, as double coverage was thrown to, but he almost came down with it, Matt.
You know what? The two Broncos that were covering him actually almost helped the ball right into his hands at the end of that play. So
Mike Thomas, I believe, was the intended receiver there for the
man,
Scourge.
how frustrating and angering this is. It's just, you just can't make these little mistakes. They'll kill you.
So fourth down coming up here for the Scourge. Under 6 minutes here to play in the fourth quarter. Ball at midfield. They need to get to the 30-yard line for a first down, and they're going to go for it.
Yeah, they're in the situation that you have.
One receiver left, one right, a wing on the left side. Back to pass is Withrow. He's going to roll to his right. He's going to keep. He's going to throw on the run. It's incomplete. Throws a short. No, that's just the ball coming back. I thought for a second it was a flag flying there, but unfortunately, it was the ball just getting kicked back towards the line of scrimmage. And they'll turn the ball over on downs and put the Scourge defense in a situation where they'll have to come up with some big plays here as we get in the waning moments of this ball game. Probably are under 6 minutes here to play.
Yeah, you know, and now the Broncos are in the position of let's just, you know, keep the ball down and you know, milk the clock, and now defense has to come up with a big play, and they've done it all year. So let's see them hopefully do it here.
See what they can come up with. So it'll be 1st down and 10 for the Broncos at midfield. The Broncos lead by 5, 21-16. The Broncos run the spread offense, and they'll send 3 receivers to the left side, 2 to the right. Watch for the quarterback keeper. We've seen a lot in this formation. Here it comes, right down the middle, and he's going to gain 3, but we have a flag coming in late. Maybe we have a holding penalty here on the offense.
And we got 3:37 left in the game, so this is crunch time.
Definitely is. That will stop the clock because of the penalty.
You know what? He only got a few yards in that play, and you know what? It's much better than getting gashed.
It's going to be holding, and they're going to mark off 10
wow,
yards.
Good.
So they'll put them back at the 40-yard line of their own, of the Broncos. So it'll be 1st down and 20 coming up here for the Broncos.
This is a big play. I mean, every play is a big play from him.
To his left. He'll take the snap. He's going to hand it off, and he's going to fake it. He's going to keep it. So with the ball crosses midfield, he's going to pick up about 11 on the play. And I'll bring up a 2nd down and 9 coming up here for the Broncos, and I'll keep the clock running here as they lead by 5, 21-16.
And, you know, even if the quarterback's not keeping it, his fakes are killing them. So everything he seems to do is working for them tonight.
2nd down. 2:20 here to play in the ball game. We're going to have, let's see here, looks like 3 receivers out to the right. Now they're going to switch. Here we have whistle, stop, and play. Not sure what's going on here. They're talking to the quarterback now.
Which usually means there's a penalty.
Maybe a timeout was called?
Yeah, that's all I could think
It
of.
looks like a timeout was called. I was just thinking about it.
Yeah, you know, you're more than right.
It just kind of dawned on me. Since we don't have a scoreboard, we have to kind of estimate these things at times. 2 receivers left, 2 right, and we're going to have movement. They got offsides here. That's going to be a false start against the Broncos. Here comes the flag. We had it all covered. He was only about 10 yards downfield when they said, you know, we stop this play here before it starts. A little Canadian football action.
I was about to say, you know, what are you going to do? Let him go on the sidelines and change his shoes? Yeah, how that took. We have our other partner in crime, Mark Means, basically saying that
He's memming the whole thing.
Yeah, exactly. It took forever to throw.
Now they're calling it on us.
Marco.
Oh, now I'm hearing this is on us.
Can't be.
No, I can't. It can't be. It has to be.
They never moved.
No.
The defense never moved across the line of scrimmage. It has to be an offensive play. If they're calling against the defense,
absolutely. I don't know what's going on, but it just seems to me.
We got to huddle all the officials, so we'll have to just see if groupthink works. I always worry about groupthink.
Whenever we have seen this year, it's gone against us.
Yeah. I'm looking for some reaction from the defense to see what's going on. And they're facing the correct way. All right, they're marking it off.
There we go.
All right, congratulations.
Yeah.
It took a while to get that 5-yard penalty called, but we got it and marked off.
Bring it, yeah, let's go. Let's get the game going now.
So here we go. 2nd down and 15 coming up here for the Broncos. We're under 2 minutes here to play. The Scourge need defensively to make a play as they trail by 5. Tim Continental along with Matt Emp and Dave Ferris and Mark Means bringing in the game tonight. We appreciate all of you along the way and all the sponsors who've helped make this possible here for Scourge football on Western Reserve Radio.
He's got his helmet off. He can't have his helmet off on the field.
We've got some confusion going on again.
We got something. We got the coaches in that on the field talking to the officials. We definitely have a contention here. We definitely knew the 5-yard penalty, and they got that correct. Maybe they're talking about the clock. Maybe they're wondering how much time is left in getting the clock properly. That's the only thing I can think of, is that they may have not stopped the clock originally.
Well, if they were letting the clock run when they were, figuring stuff out, then that needs to be put back on.
Yeah, I mean, that's my only thought process here. I mean, why else would you be on the field talking to them? Because, I mean, it took them a while to get it right. But once they did, I'm just trying to figure out what the conversation would be about. And that's the only logical thing to think about. But I know sometimes that doesn't always go with the necessary needs. Well, here comes you.
Now what are they doing?
Coach Gessler just punched a guy in the face mask. Seriously, he really did.
I believe it.
He didn't.
And the kid kept his cool, I give him props for that.
All right, second down and 15 coming up here for the Broncos. Under 2 minutes here to play. I imagine we're going to see Sewell keep the ball in his hands here. He's done it primarily throughout this ball game. They're going to fake handoff. He's going to jump past ball. The ball's up in the air. Throw it out of bounds. Incomplete.
And, I mean, he
was
took
hammered.
A monster hit. And I believe it was by number 50. And number 50 is not on my sheet.
I have it as Robert Berkeley.
Okay, you have a newer one than I do. Well, he laid him out. That at least knocked some wind out of that.
It's Chris Ford.
Okay.
He's a linebacker. He came in and made that play. All right, so I'll pay attention to my list.
Well, my list also doesn't have one. So we both need to get lists. I hope so.
All right, here we go. Third down and 15. Spread offense. They have 2 receivers left, 2 right, shotgun quarterback all by himself. He's going to run it with the ball up the middle. He's going to break containment. He has room. He flies forward. He's short of the first down. He rolls towards the first down. It all going to depend on the mark here. And they're going to say you got the first down there, Matt.
I am just frustrated because I'm coming from the mindset of he has run the keeper so many times today that how can he be getting yards off of?
Yep.
Exactly. You had to expect that. I mean, it's not. I mean, we've seen it, like you said, all day long. And he's been very successful with it, but it's still.
He just, the line is opening holes for him.
Exactly. They're making the plays. And that may have sealed the game here. Barring a turnover, you're going to need a little miracle here for the Scourge. As now we're probably under a minute here to play in today's game. And I think the officials are just looking at the clock. They're ready to pick up the ball. This game may be over here in just a matter of seconds. They're going to break the huddle. They're going to go in victory formation, so all they're going to have to do is kneel the ball down. They're going to have to hope for a miracle here for the Scourge for this season to continue here in 2017. Here's the snap, and they're going to take. They're going to blow the whistle dead in the flag came. But it was actually kind of like a fumble-rooski there.
Yeah, he actually tried to run the ball with it, which I think is the dumbest thing you could ever.
I can't imagine you would run a fumble-rooski with the lead.
I'm sure.
Interfered with the center on the snap. And they'll just move the ball up to about the 25-yard line. It really might be epidemic here.
This is just, I have no words.
Yeah, it looks like this. They're going back into victory formation. Here's the snap. They'll take the knee. And that will wind the clock down towards triple zeros. And there's a little scrimmage going breaking out here between the two lines. Flags will be coming flying.
I don't think those flags mean anything.
No, it doesn't. This game is over. It's just a matter of the officials calling the game.
You know what?
That's just frustration at the end of the ball.
I have to say, I have done that before. So I know how it feels. Nothing is worse than what they're watching right now and these other players excited and celebrating. It's disgusting and it's sad and heartbreaking all at the same time.
Well, unfortunately, that's the end of the ball game, and the Scourge will fall today to the Broncos, 21-16. You're listening to Scourge football on Western Reserve Radio. What a shame.